I'm sorry, guys. I usually drink Samuel Adams when I went to the liquor store. They didn't have it. I had to buy an IPA that I normally get at a restaurant. That's super strong. So I'm gonna get pretty buzzed. I apologize in advance because I'm already feeling it. What's up, horror fiends? It's your boy Ricky Grimes. The band is back together. The boys are back in town. That's right. With me today, of course, as usual, my brothers. First, we got the man JR. What up, son?
We with Kevin Bacon. Was it a good breakfast feeling or was it just a poor side of bacon?
Bro, I'm gonna go for some bacon right now. What up, Joe? What up,
What's
son?
up? What's up? I'm glad to be back again. I love doing this shit. Yeah, let's just get to it.
We are talking about the Peacock original film exclusive to that streaming service. It's called They/Them, starring Kevin Bacon. This is directed by John Logan, his very first job, I believe, in the director's chair. He's a writer, screenplay, but he's got some credentials because he's written the screenplays for the latest James Bond films, Skyfall. He
What?
also did Spectre. He did the two Alien Covenant, Rango. He did Rango, and he also created. Well, definitely, if he didn't create, he co-created Penny Dreadful. So,
Are you kidding?
yes, this guy's got some credentials, and he directed this. So
This is what he gave us. Okay.
and this is his first directorial film. So,
All right.
let's get into it. We're gonna start with you, my man JR. I was gonna go to Joe. I fooled you, son of JR. What up, JR? So, all right. In this film, what we got essentially here, we're gonna be talking about it. Let's get straight to the point, bro. What did you think about this film?
What was it that you say? He also did Penny Dreadful. I mean, that kind of matches this film. I think they missed the ball on this one big time. I mean, you could have did so much different, and I don't know. I had a hard time because the first thing I thought about was Camp Crystal Lake type of Friday 13 feel to it. The opening sequence with the person on the road, it almost felt irrelevant, to be honest. Felt like it was just thrown in there to try to give us a little, quick horror. But I actually timed it. The first kill in this movie was take that kill in the beginning, 48 minutes. 48 minutes to
That's
get
48
into the film,
excluding that or after that.
Excluding that. I'm not. I don't even count that.
All right. Well, if you do count it, it's 45 minutes, so it's still pretty bad.
Yeah, that's a long time. I mean, they could have went a different route as far as the horror aspect to it, and I just feel like I don't know, man. Bacon got burnt.
He is with the jokes today.
I can't follow that up.
I can't either. He literally, he's got the jokes.
Joe, what up, son?
What's up? All right. So look, let me be honest. As a member of the community here, I did not enjoy this film. I was looking forward to it. And I'm not going to use all the words, all the letters, so I'll use that later. But I was looking forward to a gay slasher horror flick. Like the last good one I saw was Hellbent. Haven't really seen much since then. There have been a few. I think that I'm gonna check out Hulu's got a Midnight Kiss. Maybe that'll be better than this. But considering the studio who was releasing it, I went in with low expectations just to kind of because I knew I might have been let down. And then I was just pissed off with the fucking end result here. I was not happy. And I'll explain why, but again, because you brought up, and when I talk about later, you brought up Camp Crystal Lake. So literally, it's not what we got.
Yeah. You mentioned the kill in the beginning, GR, and that reminded me so much of Sleepaway Camp. I believe it was either part 2 or 3, I forget. But they're all enjoyable films. But the killer was in the very first scene, killed a person going to the camp, took their identity, and that's who ended up being the killer. Spoilers here, guys. Come on. If you don't know the show already, we're gonna talk spoilers. So.
Well, and then hold on, Judah. The kill in the beginning though, that was Dr. Cora.
Right.
Yeah.
I know
Yeah,
who she
to
was sent
take.
to.
Well, all right.
Yeah.
Well, it was it was for her to take her. Granted, we just spoiled a little bit when we get to the end,
It's all
but
right. Yeah.
that's what that kill was
Oh,
for.
I
But
know. I know.
But
It's
again, I've what I've seen it before is what I'm trying to say.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. You know what? This isn't a horror film, man. Like it sucks because I really you mentioned a gay slasher film, and we don't get like when I saw the synopsis to this, and I saw Kevin Bacon was the lead. I'm like, oh man, I'm all in for this. You know what I'm saying? Because it felt different. But when you go into it, it just feels like wow, nothing is happening. Like
nothing
nothing, and
for a
I'm
while.
not even talking about like horror. I mean, literally nothing is happening
Nothing.
of interest. Like
Nothing.
I'm
Nothing.
bored. I was really bored for like the first like 40 minutes of this film until like
Yeah.
I think there was once it started picking up. Okay, now there's a killer there. They're killing the counselors now. So that already told you it ain't. It's going to be somebody who was there before. You come on, guys. We're horror fiends.
Yeah.
We've seen this before. We know without even knowing. We knew it was a counselor that was tied to this camp somehow, some way.
Yep.
And yeah, I just think
Figured out who it was.
automatically, yeah. Honestly, I didn't figure it out until it was only because I wasn't trying to figure it out, honestly. But I knew it was going to be someone who had ties to the camp prior because they said, "Oh, they've been doing this for a long time," judging by the black and white
Pictures.
photos. Yeah.
Well, it's been the family. Kevin's fam. I guess
Yeah.
grandfather or something. They've been running
Yep.
it. They like. I mean, what they were showing you was what conversion camps really do. I mean, like I guess the horror in this is showing you what gay conversion camps do. Oh no, it's a message in a horror movie. Yay. Anyway, sorry. But it basically Kevin's family have been doing this, and it still showed that even though in the beginning, he was like, "This is what we are," he was still sticking to what basically they were doing.
Just
At
to tell
first,
you, I'm sorry, go ahead.
yeah, no. What I was gonna say at first, I actually thought I bought into Kevin Bacon's bullshit at first. Like when he was introducing everybody, he was all nice about it. Okay, so this guy's not the villain. There's got to be someone that's gonna come in and from the outside and fuck everything up. Go ahead, Joe.
No, just to give you another take, it took 48 minutes for the killer to kill inside the camp. After that, it took another half an hour because at the
See?
1 minute 28 mark was the next kill.
That's what I love about JR,
Yeah.
man. He'll go in and he'll do shit like
No,
this for us.
I'm glad because
I'm glad too.
I'm like,
Yeah.
when are people gonna die? Like I'm watching.
Yeah.
When are they gonna die? There's no dying.
Yeah. Hey, Joe, let me ask you, Joe. So, did anything in this film, good or bad, like really stand out to you as far as like something that made it be like,
All right, the good. I will say this, as I said, because I'm gay. So, 3/4 of the cast was LGBTIQ plus. Hopefully, I got that right, even though I'm a member. Anyway, it's a lot of letters. But representation was great. However, did that hinder the film? Because for me, you can tell that a lot of these actors, some of them was their first roles, two or three roles, so they were green, and it played off. I just couldn't get past. A lot of it was very cardboard. A lot of it just, even in the moments where they were supposed to be showing you emotion, it was just like you kind of felt like while they were talking, kind of like I do when I'm looking at my notes. They're looking at the side to know what I got to say next. So that was like, you had the good. I'm glad for representation. However, I don't know if that was necessarily great for the film. The bad was that this was supposed to be a slasher flick, and again, guys, remember I'm gay. I wanted to see the gay kids die. I mean, I wanted to see Crystal Lake. I wanted to see Nightmare on Elm Street.
and they brought it up too as like a little homage. They mentioned Jason Voorhees and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, so for me, this was. I kind of didn't want to read too much because I wanted to, see something. I knew that it was going to be once you got camp, all of us are going to go to Voorhees, something like that. So I wanted to see the gay kids in peril. I didn't care about the counselors, to be honest with you. They were all assholes. But then, like Junior said, once you figured out that the killer had ties to it, but again, the only part where the kids got scared was when they were sitting on the wood, or what do we call it, the trunk, and she showed up in the costume. But for me, I wanted to see gay kids fight and kick ass in a horror movie. You know, even if a couple of them get killed, they get some good hits in. That's what I wanted to see, and it's not what I got.
Nothing
No,
happened.
and that's not what I got. And for me, you know, I get not all horrors involve teenagers, but generally that is pretty much who the killers go for. And it was just like the whole, you know, I think Stu was the only moment that I felt any fear. The one they put the wires on him.
Yep.
That was the only one that was really like in peril there.
See, and that's when I was getting at earlier when I was like, okay, now it started to pick up. Now they're gonna start torturing, but then it was so tame. Like,
yeah,
wait a minute, that's
that
it.
was that's the bad part. I mean, they completely wasted giving us a, you know, Friday the 13th, the gay version.
GR, how about you, brother?
Before I go on my point, the problem was they kept these characters tamed. They kept them tamed. You're for all right. This movie has so many problems. I'll be honest, I had a hard time trying to find something good in this movie. I mean, yes, some of the characters were strong. Some of the characters were kind of a little bit over the top. They tried very hard to give characters catchphrases, which kind of felt flat.
Wait,
I
like
mean,
what? Wait, what?
like the character Jonah. Oh, he doesn't know who he's hunting, dude. I mean, that's just
yeah.
When I heard that, I was like,
"Oh, Jordan, Jordan,
Jordan." I was like, "Come on!" I mean, this is where I think they screwed up this film. Is one, it's a slasher film, so the minute you turn away from the kill and go to the killer, you destroy the whole slasher aspect of the film. The only time they actually showed any kind of real killing, which spoiler, was when, you know, my boy here got his, but that's the only time they really showed any type of where it's on the camera, right there. So that's one. Two is the storyline was just, you had a chance to make this a great storyline. What I would have did, which I have a habit of doing in a lot of these movies, is spoiler alert. At the end, you can guess what happens. You know, just reveal who did this. But what if, even in the beginning of the film, that these attacks on these conversion camps already started happening? Where in the beginning of the film, you see the masked figure standing in front of a cabin or a camp with all these bodies all over the place. No matter who it is, no matter who it was, because you wouldn't know.
You're right.
You wouldn't know what was the point of the killer doing this. And then you come into the whole introduction to, and then when they did this camp, I would have did it already, that they were already there, instead of, because when they represented the characters, they did it too much.
Orientation
slowly.
was too
right. You didn't need to do that. Put them already in the camp, because now you have this big cloud of, this is happening somewhere else. Is it going to happen in this camp? Is a killer in the camp? Well, and I agree with Joe.
Yeah,
for just the counselors to get killed, come on, don't do that. Don't do that.
No, because I mean, like because it's still, even though you put all these gay characters in there, you still didn't get to see them strong.
No,
except for Jordan, and and a couple little scenes here. But honestly, you know, I could have seen, and I didn't write down the name, so my bad. But the one that got caught in the shower, and turns out she's trans, male to female, and they put her in with the boys.
Yeah.
To see her fight, it would have been awesome, just to see her be able to fight all of them to physically try to survive. Some of them not, because then you would have shown, again, you would have, because you didn't give us anything new. You just killed straight counselors.
Not only that, though, you had characters that they didn't even talk about. So, all right, so you didn't have these characters that you show physically, but you didn't even mention their names. Kill them off.
Yeah,
they're there as basically, sheep to get slaughtered.
Yeah,
kill them off. Do something. But the fact that these were the only ones targeted was just that's my biggest problem with this film. I mean,
for me, it's like, I think that for a movie of this caliber, this could have been PG-13. Honestly, dude. Like, I know this is gonna sound crazy, but like the when the trans character was revealed, if this was back in the 80s when it was revealed, when she was in the shower, they would have showed full frontal. You know what I'm saying?
And the crying game.
Yes, but there's nothing wrong with that. It's a human being. Right. But honestly, when that happened, I was like, okay, what happened? It's weird. Like, this movie could have been so much more if they just pushed the envelope more. Like
it could have opened up a whole other new genre.
like if you're gonna take the concept of a gay conversion camp, right? You gotta go all the way with it. Like Joe, let me ask you real quick. Like if you would have saw Full Frontal or more of like the you said the them getting murdered and slaughtered, like how would you have took that?
It's what I would have wanted to see.
Yes, that's what I mean. Like
It's what I wanted. I didn't want a gay Disney horror movie.
no, like if you're gonna
That's
go,
literally what I got
if this is your
was a
theme,
gay
right?
Disney horror movie.
Especially in 2022, it's so much more accepted now. Just
Yeah.
cool. Like if you can show that type of like gore, violence, and I'm not saying I want extreme nudity. That's not what I'm saying, but like that scene just was so clunky because we didn't know what was going on. Joe, Kevin Bacon, he's in this film, right? Kevin Bacon, we all love Kevin Bacon. We're talking about Friday the 13th. He was one of the OGs who got slaughtered. And one of my favorite, still one of my favorite deaths in the Fridays franchise. I'm sorry, guys. I usually drink Samuel Adams when I went to the liquor store. They didn't have it. I had to buy an IPA that I normally get at a restaurant. That's super strong. So I'm gonna get pretty buzzed. I apologize in advance because I'm already feeling it. But Joe, yeah, Kevin Bacon. Going back to Kevin Bacon. Oh, I want some bacon right now so bad.
And just not this bacon.
No, Kevin Bacon, man, was he wasted? Because I think he was.
He was wasted. Carrie Preston was wasted. Anna Klumsky was wasted. You had a lot of great characters in here. I mean, if you guys don't know who Carrie Preston is, she was in True Blood. She has played.
Who was she? Who was
she? She was Kevin Bacon's wife. She was a psychiatrist.
Oh yeah,
the one that when the kids went to go meet them,
the worst psychiatrist ever, bro.
Yeah, she mind fucked him in it. And again, maybe I would have if she would have been the killer, would have explained. You know what I mean? So yeah, all of them are wasted.
Did you watch Fear Street on Netflix?
I have not yet. I'm gonna watch that to cleanse my palate off.
There is because it's 3 parts and they're all in different eras. They got the 90s. There's one in the 80s, I believe.
84.
And then there's one like in the current times, bro. There's, I think, GR, was it the 80s one? There was one.
The 80s one is like the camp one.
Camp. That they did it right. Watch that. That shit was awesome.
I gotta cleanse my brain off of this.
And that has a lot of the main character is a homosexual as well in that show. So that's why I'm comparing it because the way they did those characters, they did them justice. As well as on top of that, tons of fucking violence and gore, and they did not rely on nudity. There was no nudity. They didn't have because even though it's a female character, they didn't rely on it. It was all about the violence, gore, and by the time you get to the 3rd part, it all wraps up very nice. So I recommend. Fear Street was pretty cool. My only nitpick is long. They're like over 2 hours. These movies, but you won't be bored, man. Good flicks. And when I see something like this. This is why I'm like, oh my god, this movie's like an hour and 40-something minutes. And like JR mentioned, the kills didn't come into like 40 minutes plus.
Yeah.
Brother, I think if they would have killed the campers and the counselors along the way, the movie wouldn't have felt as long. No.
But Kevin Bacon, I don't know what the fuck he was doing in his film, man. Wasted. How about you, JR? You're shaking your head, you're nodding. I'm assuming you agree with us.
You know what's the worst thing? He was one of the executive producers of this film.
This is a Blumhouse film too. That's the
executive producer.
That's another part.
So
yeah,
it's bad because in parts I did like his performance in this film. Like this was a scene which I fucking hate again with the fucking dog. They gotta stop. I don't know what it is, bro. Every fucking movie we watch on this damn channel to review, there's a fucking animal, a pet. Let me get it right, a pet getting obliterated. I don't like that. But Kevin Bacon's character, though, and points, he was pretty. I liked his performance because it's Kevin Bacon. He's awesome. Yeah. But unfortunately, he didn't have a lot to work with in this film. So,
no, you know what happened? What I think happened is they held these actors back so the other actors could shine. And in the process of doing that, they hurt the movie more than actually helping the movie.
Yeah.
If you wanted to have a good ending to this film, I mean, let's just throw it out there. Kevin Bacon dies. Have him live. Have him live, and him and Jordan basically are the last two survivors.
He was a hunter. I
No,
was
but
hoping he was gonna die.
that would have changed the
No,
whole
I get it,
aspect of the film where you
Yeah.
had basically, let's say Jordan, because that whole end scene was just terrible.
It was.
Listen,
That
man,
was just
if-
so bad that, I mean, imagine if he would have just Jordan would have saved Kevin Bacon's character. It would have gave an alternate ending for this film that maybe Kevin Bacon's like, I'm doing the wrong thing. Maybe I should start doing something else. Now you're giving the actual change of a conversion camp into possibly an acceptance camp. There's a lot of roles they wouldn't win. And his character, yeah, he had certain scenes. The scenes with the guns was freaking awesome. I liked the way he was. I like the scene where basically what was the character I forgot where they put the things on him to zap him.
No, Stu.
That was a good scene too.
Yeah.
But then,
See, when it got to that, I was like, okay, now I'm feeling like, oh man, I feel bad for this guy now. Like now was, but then after that, it just that's it. Then like I would think 20 minutes later, moves over.
It was just wasted.
Yeah, I agree. All right, well, let's jump into this, man. Closing thoughts, GR, man. Let's rate this. We're all disappointed, so I'm curious. Let's start with you, brother.
Actually, after watching this, I was like, man, should I go watch Firestarter again to see which one's worse?
Ouch.
Look, this movie had a massive amount of potential. It could have been one of the foundations for a new type of horror, but instead of forming a foundation, all it did is left a hole in the ground.
This could have been the franchise, but
it could have been a great start of a franchise, but they screwed it up. They held back the horror aspect of it. They held back a lot of these actors, and they just wanted to make a fluff film. It felt more like a fluff film.
Uh-oh.
What happened there?
Sorry, guys. I had a cough, man. If that happens, just keep talking, brother.
All right.
That's what that button's for, yo.
No, it felt like a fluff film.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not even PG-13. Might as well just give it PG because you didn't even try to make it a slasher.
Just language, that's all. And even that didn't have a lot of pervasive language.
And like I said, do it like I said in the beginning. Have the murders already take place, and one thing too, if you're gonna create a new killer, don't create somebody with a crappy mask and the outfit of the killer from I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Yeah,
that's what I thought about. But
the killer was mad generic.
I'm gonna give this a 2 out of 5.
All right, Joey. What up, son?
What's up? All right, well, if y'all couldn't tell, I did not like this movie. I mean, I wasn't happy. Low expectations, and it was worse than what I was expecting. Happy by the representation. You know, I'm sure I'm not the only one in my community who agrees that happy to have all of us represented in a horror movie. You know, I would have thought it would have been good that Molly Angie was so affected by her conversion that not only was she going after the counselors, but she was going after the gay kids because they got to be who they are. Mm-hmm. That would have been a better movie.
Yeah.
That she was killing the kids also because she hates herself for how she ended up and hates the fact that they're all still free to be, you know, they want to be who they are, but she kept herself in for so long.
If you would have killed, like once they introduced, like there's a murder, there's a killer out there. It's a mystery. Who is it? If they would have killed some of the campers as well, then there's some more like, oh shit, who the fuck can it be? But the fact that they only targeted counselors, okay, it's a former camper.
My other part is I fucking hate music in horror movies. We've
bro.
talked about this before. I fucking hate it.
Bro, the music was horrendous. What was that?
No.
That song
I'm
they were
talking about
singing?
That's Pink's
Perfect.
which I get,
but it's fine. But when that came up, I was like, okay, I was saying to myself, oh, this is a dream. This is a dream sequence. Someone's daydreaming.
No. And you know, they're all singing, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, bro, even when the movie was over, the song that played in the credits.
Yeah. So I mean, the song is about you, you know, basically don't hate yourself. You're perfect. You're perfect how you are.
It's a horror film, man.
It's a fucking horror movie.
It's a horror film. If you want inclusion, right? If you do a horror, keep it horror. Don't try to make we gotta make it sappy because we're dealing with, you know, a different demographic here. No, Jill, come on. You more than anyone should know. Horror is horror. It doesn't matter who you are.
No. That's what I'm saying. This movie could finally show that, you know, the minorities and the gays don't get killed first. No. And that we could fight back. Like, you missed a fucking huge opportunity. So Hollywood, listen, you did us wrong. Like give us some better script. You
I
know,
almost said Kevin Bacon is mean tweet that he's gonna end up blocking me. Watch it.
but I mean,
I'm kidding. I don't tweet.
Just I hated the fucking movie. The
Well,
music.
so what's your rated? What's your rated, man? What's your rated?
Dude, I'm giving it a 2, and that's only because I'm trying to be a little biased because it's a gay movie. It would be lower than a 2 if it's not the fact that I'm giving it for the bias.
Bro, like for me, man, like this is one of the worst slashers I've seen in a long time. Because nothing I look in a slasher film, and this was promoted as a slasher film. That's why I'm
Yes.
saying that. Nothing in this screams slasher to me. If you want a slasher film that's got some like a gay theme to it, essentially, watch Sleepaway Camp.
Yes.
Watch that.
Yes.
Because that's
And
how
don't- and-
that's how
and-
it's done.
Yeah, watch that one, and don't go with your woke mind on it.
No,
either.
forget that. No,
So leave that shit
no,
out because
yeah,
that is a classic.
classic. They did it right.
Classic.
They did it right.
Yep.
They did it right.
Great
And-
twist at the end.
Yeah, and they weren't afraid to go all out.
No, not at all.
Because again, you see this all the time now. This is nothing new. Like if you're gonna go with this theme, you gotta go all the. You can't
Balls
be afraid to
out.
offend people. No,
You gotta go balls out.
out.
Literally, if they went balls out, they would have gotten a better movie.
Yeah. Dude, I'm gonna give this a 1.5. That's my review on this film. I'm just forget the themes as a slasher film alone is horrendous.
Yes.
It's
It
like
has a 3.5 on IMDb.
bad. It's just bad.
That's
It's
bad. I mean,
bad. It's bad.
there's been bad movies we've rated that are rated higher than
Yes.
I think
Yes, and
it has 18% Rotten Tomatoes last I checked.
as a slasher. It's not a slasher.
it's
No.
so easy to fix the issues that hindered this film, and they just got, they just pussy
Call all
out.
3 of us. I mean,
Yeah,
literally.
that's right. Well, yes, let's go, son. My boys, JR. What up, son? You ready to go home?
Yeah, man. Maybe I'll hang out with Kevin Bacon over here and see if I can make him crispier.
Kevin Bacon, I'm about to get baked out right now, son. What up, Joe? You wanna join me, Joe? You gonna join me?
I'm about to go do the same myself.
All right, but with that being said, thank you guys for joining us today. We are the 3 Corners of Horror here on Horror Fiend TV. Make sure you watch our shows as well. Lost or Found, JR. We got The Psychologist is In and Movies That F Me Up. That's Joe. Horror Fiend, Driving Theater, your boy Ricky Grimes. Come back, sub to the channel, give us that like, we would highly appreciate it. Join us next week as we come back with another film that I think you're gonna like more than this one. With that being said, stay scared.
That always fucking sucked, dude.